ITV, certainly the best.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
It's always a delight to have you join us on the program Politics Today on independent television and radio. And today we'll begin the show as always by looking at some of the stories we are following in the political scene. The African Democratic Congress has formally welcomed the publisher of Ovation magazine and former presidential aspirant Chief Dele Momodu into its fold. Momodu officially joined the opposition coalition on Thursday ahead of the 2027 general election. During his declaration in Benin City, the state capital, Momodu pledged to collaborate with like-minded Nigerians to rescue and reposition the country. Okay, more coming into the ADC fold in the build-up to 2027. Let's look at other stories that we are following as we get the conversation on course. A Rivers State High Court in Port Harcourt has issued an interim injunction restraining the State Assembly from going ahead with its impeachment proceedings against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odo. Justice F.A. Feberesima gave the ruling on Friday while granting motions ex parte in the two suits filed by Governor Fubara and Mrs. Odo, a professor. The two separate suits filed by the governor and his deputy were marked in suit number OYHC/7/CS/2016 and OYHC/6/CS and 4/2016. The 27 lawmakers, including the Speaker of the House, Martin Amahole, the Clerk of the House, and the Chief Judge, were listed as defendants in the suits. Okay, more for you on this segment of the show. Let's quickly look at other stories that we're following. Abba Abubakar is the son of former Vice President and 2023 People's Democratic Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar has formally defected from the PDP to the ruling All Progressives Congress APC, pledging to work for the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. The defection was also announced on Thursday at the National Assembly. The father is in ADC and the son is in APC. Well, we never can tell where our breads will be buttered ultimately. So let's have the child here and have the parents here. Anyway, so crazy. Let's look at other stories as we begin to call it a wrap on this segment of the show. Osborn Umahi, son of the Minister of Works, David Umahi, on Friday picked the All Progressives Congress APC chairmanship nomination and expression of interest form for the Ohazara local government area of Ebonyi State. Osborn, the first son of the minister, was escorted to the party secretariat in Abakaliki by a crowd of supporters. Okay, turning into a family business. Anyway, that's on the lighter side. Welcome on board the program this lovely, lovely Saturday morning. We'll begin our conversation from Rivers State, or with the Rivers State issue. That's the latest development, and it looks like, in a sense, the impeachment move against Siminalayi Fubara, His Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, is not really going as planned. What could be responsible? Even before the court ruling came out on Thursday, we heard from very reliable sources that the presidency was really not cool with what is happening in Rivers State. I've got my good friend here, Collins Amadi Osangai, civil society activist, politician, public affairs analyst, joining me. Collins, thank you for coming on the program.
Sanju, good morning. Nice having you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Fantastic. Okay, now let's look at the Rivers issue. For many, analysts, some people, it was probably going to be a railroad in impeaching Governor Siminalayi Fubara. would you say that his joining the APC is not a twist or the magic wand that has kept him in place as governor of Rivers State in spite of the impeachment threat?
Thank you very much. Again, good morning, viewers and listeners. I don't want to take it in that manner because this is not the first time the River legislature have tried to correct the wrong of the governor. They have tried over the time to see how they can collaborate as government is all inclusive. But unfortunately, it has not been like that with Rivers' style of governance, especially with Governor Fubara's style of governance. But however, the first time they tried, there is always this intervention coming in. And now he has run to the court. I know that the court does not have right to even give such an injunction. First, you can't hold nothing on nothing. No one has been served. You are preempting. Someone have just been told that, oh, gross misconduct. First, you're supposed to have submitted your appropriation budgets since between November and December. Now we are entering February. You have failed to do this. So many a time the House have called you to come and answer questions. They are the checkmates of the executive. Take it or leave it. You don't need to like the face of the person. It may be your younger brother, maybe your houseboy's son that is there. Don't use that eye to look at the person and say, oh, these ones I was feeding yesterday. Like we hear the governor say the other time, that these ones I used to give money. You don't say that. There is no separation of power. Everyone is doing his or hers. So allow them to function, and you also function in your own capacity. So when you begin to undermine them because there were too much familiarity yesterday, or because you saw them as once a beggar, or as once your houseboys, and you now think based on that you are bigger than them. Now why are you running? We also heard him say the other time that it wasn't on fresher and more interesting, even now that he's not a governor. His mind has left, he's no more there. But now you are running to the court to come and help you salvage. All this necessary? After the intervention of major stakeholders in the last episode that just ended, to the extent you guys have to start flying outside this country using taxpayers' money to do reconciliation. People who never intended to become billionaire became billionaire because Fubara is creating problem and quarreling with his people, which is not necessary. Or the money you have started spending now, if you had added it, assumingly based on your own budget, if you have added it for them to do their constituency project, the governor also have what it takes to do a re-oversight on legislature. If they are not also doing the constituency job as claimed that they want to use them for, there is a mechanism to check all of that.
So are you saying that the governor ought to have presented another budget before the assembly when there was a budget running before he came on board? Under the leadership of Ibas, who was the sole administrator, there was a budget passed for Rivers State by the National Assembly in line with the Constitution. That budget has not been expended or concluded, and you're requesting for another budget because there is 600 billion naira in the account to be lavished and sent out or distributed for constituency projects. Is this your line of reasoning?
Now, Sonny, we must get this very clear. The budget that was submitted by the sole administration was supplementary budget. And it's aimed in the physical activities of that governance that year. That budget is not supposed to exceed first week of February. At no level should he. And you must prepare another one ahead of your next physical activities, which follows ends from that same February. So within ending of this January and first week of February, any action the governor takes, okay, budget does not meet, it must completely elapse. There are sometimes you run a budget, you will not even have assessed half of your budget, but the budget is already gone and dead. Then you will now go and do a reappraisal and probably give a physical evaluation to the legislature on how you did or spent the past budget. Yes, we were supposed to spend 20 billion in that last budget, either on infrastructure or whatsoever. At the end of the day, we only spent 2 billion. We still have about 980 billion. Then they canceled it, and you start afresh with the addition coming and what you have left in the account. You start a fresh budget. You start exercising on fresh budget. Not because you just assume, okay, you said you wanted to submit a budget. They had claim that those persons feel some things were not imputed. Even the president succumbed to legislatures. It's only Fubara that is different. When it comes to time for presentation of budget, if you have gone AY, The legislature are waiting for you, either through defense, when you want to do defense, or defense by ministry or agencies. They are waiting for you because they must call you for defense at a particular time. That is what the legislatives, those are their responsibility. Or when you want to present another budget, then they will now assess you based on the past budget or the current budget that is ongoing. How are you implementing them? And what have you done? Now you are running away. You are just doing the next thing. You'll be creating sentiment. You'll be doing Ijo, this one. Is that what governance is all about? How can you continue to quarrel? You have been a governor for invariably 3.5 years or 3 years per se now, getting to 3 years. Yet out of 30 honorable members, you don't even have 4. The 4 you even drawed before, you did not even pay them balance. They ran back again. Is that not an
But we saw recently, I think about 4 legislators who are now against the impeachment process. Isn't this division a crack?
That is why I said, as at yesterday, maybe you didn't watch it live, the same 4 had gone back and said you must not be impeached. That they thought them receding would have given the governor an opportunity for them to help to rekindle the infight that is going on. But that the man is still very arrogant. The 4 of them came out on a press conference yesterday. Almost all the stations, your sister, TV sister stations covered it and said they are no more with him. That they have gone back. Now he's now 0/30. Is that not an high?
So are you bothered by the fact that
governance?
This issue has degenerated to the level it is now? But what is concerning is that at the level of the federal level, the presidency doesn't seem to be disposed to this impeachment against Fubara, only to the fact that there were some reconciliations and agreements reached the last time before the emergency rule was lifted. And we also saw Fubara joining the APC. We saw Dave Umahi. We saw Nuhu Ribadu and another governor coming to visit him and perhaps confer the president's message to him that he's doing well and that the president is in support of what he's doing in Rivers State. And that's perhaps undermine the interest of the minister of FCT and some wicked.
The truth is that outside politics, we are not personal enemies. So if you come to join our party, a few days ago, there was one of our major critics during the last election. And he was in Nigeria and he called me, he was around. Or we spoke and he was around. And he hosted me somewhere. And we embraced, and that is politics. We have also moved on. For the fact that even when Fubara was in APC, Fubara was already looking for people to spend money for, to help him tie presidency so that he won't go out ordinarily. But those things are not necessary. Ribadu is not your enemy. Ribadu is not enemy of Wike. He can greet you and greet anybody. Does that stop the legality of what you are supposed to do? Can you be hiding under people's backyard? A government that's supposed to be functioning with full capacity, delivering on dividends of democracy for your people all the time. All you create is problem and problem and problem. Do you think the Rivers people are happy with this? When reconciliation was made, they expected you to take advantage of it, work modalities out that indeed good governance will be flowing. Now you want to set you have set the state on another set of fire. What is it that they've not seen before? Is he the first to be governor? He is not. The president is very, very, I can assure you that the president is disappointed with him. Do you think the president is not having a ache even with legislatures, both parliament, both rep and senate? But he's been able to use his experience, understanding that they all have their own responsibility to manage them. Even if ordinarily when the Senate president was having some issues with either one blackmailer or what have you, you can see how the president tried to manage it among them. Even Nashata, you heard Natasha Abi was her name, come on television the other day thanking the president for the fatherly rule, for making sure those things that were alleged against him were withdrawn. As Fubara not go to court to withdraw cases before, you withdraw case tomorrow morning, you are doing another one. What kind of groundnut did he eat that is moving him like that? That's not what good governance is all about. It's not by muzzle. People are saying fight, fight, fight. It's delivering. Is it about fighting? Even if you can beat Wike black and blue, or you are good at betraying those who assisted you, no problem. You can do that, but at least apply some level of caution. You can agree with me, even Wike himself is not happy to see this happen again. Because I saw some clips after the first reconciliation, the last reconciliation that happened. You saw how excited he was.
But he's been going around the state threatening fire and brimstone, following the defection of Fubara from PDP to APC, that, oh, your move coming to APC is not a guarantee for second term. And we saw all of that on television.
But his boys are also in APC, the legislature. So if he had said that, we simply miss changing party does not stop you from doing what you are supposed to do as a governor or as a legislature. You have See, governance come before political party. Yes, political party gave an umbrella to it, but the major reason why you join political party is to help to deliver good governance. And when you want to go and hide under either the national secretary or hide under one person, you give them money to come and visit you or not to come and visit you, does that change anything? Do you think Umahi and Wike can ever go like this? It's impossible. Do you think Ribado can ever go like this? Let's not even forget yesterday. Even if people are throwing stone, let Wike fall, let the whole world fall on top of Wike. I'm not part of that because I have a grateful heart. I knew at the point where Wike came to resuscitate and even make the party APC that they are now running into where he is now. They were, okay, this man was inaugurated, was about to be inaugurated. The next day was sending invitation to Amechi and Atiku Abubakar. You have not, from the very first day he started being a governor, he has started his fight with his boss. Ordinarily, you expect that you will go through profile of dignitaries to be vetted by both of you, because at that time you have not even been sworn in. You have already started your capitalism. That is not how life should go, and that is not how governance should go. So I feel very sorry for Fubara. If he feels people are hailing him that he's doing well, the record he have today is 0 over 100.
You've been a youth student activist for many years. Something happened in Ekboma recently which led to protest and then degenerated to riots. And at the end of the day, I mean, the result of the insecurity situation that is ravaging the country and has become very pronounced in Edo Central, specifically in Ekboma in recent times. People have to go on the streets. Eventually, some students were arrested and on the verge of being prosecuted, but the governor came out and took a different decision. What's your reaction to this?
Yes, first, I want to thank His Excellency, a father of all, a man with high head, and a man who will listen for helping to release those young men, because we know that majority of those people neither were detained or arrested would have been innocent, even though not all will be innocent. But unfortunately, that is why we pray that let our legs not take us to where problems are. We have been involved in student unionism for years, activism for years. We organize this protest. All my life, with all the protests I have joined, I have organized. In short, I have not spent 48 hours in custody. I have happened to be invited many a time, either to DSSS or to police. I answer questions and they ask me to go. Even where you arrest people working with me, when I come back, you release them for me, because there are no reasons for destruction. When protests turn to riots, it becomes problem. When you want to organize, the problem we now have this day with civil society of some of our people who in the name of civil society want to make change which is not genuine, because they know themselves. When you want to fight for somebody, you are saying 50-50 or 60-40. At the end, you will take 60, I will take 40. You involve yourself in community, you involve yourself with this one, you are everywhere, your value becomes to diminish. Now, you want to do a protest, you are looking for a politician in opposition to send you people money to buy mineral, to buy pure water. At the end of the day, you know, there's nothing you do hide in civil society activities or even in politics. You can only hide it for 24 hours. After 24 hours, Nyash must open. Either you did not share well, or there are an issue of deceit. Oh, the other man sent, and you said did not send. And that is why you see people most times spreading civil society. Today is one name, tomorrow is another name. There's one young man we have done civil society together at the time. I don't want to mention a name in public. He has ended up opening up to about 6-7 names of different groups. Today, when he raised money from people, when he look back, you want to know, he will kill that group, call another name, bring his cousin as secretary, kill that one. So they have bastardized the whole thing. When you now turn what is supposed to be a peaceful awareness protests into a riot, destroying government properties, burning tires on roads, when we know what it cost us to begin to wake up from the deficit on infrastructure we have. Over the years, I don't have lack roads. Now we saw somebody doing roads for us, concrete road and what have you. You want to start burning them and spoiling them again? You're burning them, what does it change? You have even incurred more roads. Unfortunately, I heard whether 1 or 2 persons died or 1 person died or someone in the hospital. Some persons were shot at the stomach. We even heard that at a time during the protest, you know, when sometimes the police or the security personnel want to take it calm. Some will do like they are the most active youth in the state, trying to drag a gun with an officer. And the other one now had to come on rescue. And coming on rescue, you know, soldier does not here come and go. So that is why we can deal with police, we fight, we settle. But DSSL, we fight, we settle. But a soldier man does not understand what you mean by settle. Their own is you face me, you insult me, that means you want to kill me, and they will respond. Okay. So let our youth understand the fact that there are ways to go about things. Okay. Insecurity is not the best. What has been happening in Egboma and some part of Edo Central, it's unfortunate that it happened, but sometimes these things are sabotage. Sometimes people replay it as if the way it never even happened, they replay it. It's election time. Election is coming. People want to get cheap popularity. People want to get supporter at the very lowest brain without working for it. But however, it's also a responsibility for government to be more proactive, to take more measures like we have even seen now. It's fine. Even those who were involved, whether some students were, because we were also hearing reports that though people are calling Fulani, some students and indigenes were not taking it as straight. Some will tell you they are doing Yahoo. Some we are doing this. You buy JK, you buy this one tomorrow. How did it come? Some can't even spell their name. Some does not even have any business address. Unlike me as a young man, I remember the first year I bought my first car. In short, I was already working, but I was scared. A man said this, so a C-class man said, I said, Jesus, if police now ask me now, I was trying to check my salary, check the expenses I do at home, because when I was growing up, I was always told that if you buy a major property, government will come and investigate your income and what is left, how you can acquire it. Okay. So it took me a lot of years to settle my mind on that. Okay. So, but these days, 17 years, 15 years, we buy property worth 30 million, 40 million, when you and I cannot even raise 1.5 million naira to solve basic things that we need to do.
Let me ask you this question. You commended the governor for being fatherly in his action in releasing those students. Are you bothered in any way by this concern that this government is now being repeated for hiring and firing at the slightest provocation or at the slightest opportunity? We just saw recently the special advisor on youth mobilization has been relieved of his appointment. I mean, this has been characteristic of the present government. The other day, I think it was the managing director of those city transport or so that was also, I mean, this is characteristics of this. Is it that the government doesn't look at people before appointing them? It's after they are appointed and then they don't live up to the expectation that they are showed the way that, isn't this negative and bad publicity for the government?
Sometimes you know that we may not be fully informed. You know, the governor is the chief executive officer of the state. An employer, you know, usually get all the information he or she needs to get. But sometimes may not go to the media to castigate. We've had in some cases, there were financial infraction, some persons were relieved, and what have you. If you go in details, to whom they are concerned, are they truly victim? Like the special advisor on youth you talked about, not former, for example, he just came from PDP, for example. And when he was given an appointment, majority of the APC people were very angered and angry, owing to the activities of that young man during and after that our election. And for those who have toiled all night, they've got nothing, and he just came, he's being rewarded on war ground. So probably they have also prayed to their own God. Maybe if this is fair, let it be.
Maybe that's how they set him up.
Maybe if it is not fair, intervene. Okay. Maybe God now choose to show the real character of the person, and the person who also employed him now fired him. Now, I probably think what I heard, maybe it was surrounding the unrest in Egboma. You know, when you are a leader and you are a special advisor on youth, for example, that is why we must fix people to where fits them. Not just appointing people just, what we now see, even sometimes in the absence of governors, chairmen, people get appointments without having, even without the governor even knowing. In most cases, they now later find out that this person is his aide. Did I approve that? Did I say yes, or you approved it, or I never did? So when government must be calculative, government must surround themselves sometimes with people that are outstanding and have capacity, and people who can state things just the way they are, so the system can move forward. Not sycophants. When there are too many sycophances, mistakes are bound to be made. But however, can also be corrected. Okpebholo government, for example, I applaud him in very many areas. Just as you said, he has been able to even engage many people. And unfortunately, sometimes you do also talked about the Edo City transport. Even when that young lady was given the appointment, there were a lot of cry from somewhere that can a young lady handle this kind of thing? And some will say what a man can do, a woman can do better. But after the firing, I also did some investigation. I made some calls among staffs and all that around there. And I was told about her high-heartedness, not collectively working with even body. You know, where politicians are involved. Even if you are CEO, general, you must understand that even the cleaner that came as a level at the ground of politics, you must make the person, you must carry the person along. The person must be well informed, because the person may not have had the degree that gave you what you had. If the person had your degree, maybe the person would have even been the one at the point where you are in. But because of your degree, you had an advantage and you have moved there. And you are undermining the person because he's a cleaner. The person may even be closer far to the governor than you. And maybe all your deeds within the agencies will easily be told. And when 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 complain is a problem. I even heard, for example, from somebody, even secretaries of those of the so-called Edola board and members, most times are not even aware of what is going on. And when they try to talk, when they try to ask questions, they tell them in Canada, this is how we do it in Canada. In Canada, don't they carry people along? So there are a lot of things sometimes we for the governor to take action sometimes, he may not be in his own interest to hire and fire at will, because he also know the consequences that when you are not being tagged that you can hire and fire. Okay. But when there are inadequacies and inefficiency, what will he do? Will he pretend because some people assume?
We'll take a break now for the news update. We'll be back to continue with the rest of the program, TMI, as we look at something quite interesting, the presidency's action on lobbying. $9 million is in the kitty of a Republican lobbyist. Stay with us. U.S. congressional investigation has brought to the fore that $9 million is being used by the federal government through the Office of the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, to change the narratives about genocide in Nigeria. Stakeholders are calling for probe into this matter, just the same way a probe is going on in the U.S. Congress. We really haven't heard something concrete from the government of the day. But what is the underlying factors for this $9 million lobbying deal with a U.S. Republican? Is a major question that we're asking on the show this morning. I'd like to thank Austin Adogame Brimo, who is a veteran journalist, public affairs analyst, and former National Commissioner in the Police Service Commission. Austin Adogame, thank you for joining us on the program Politics Today on independent television and radio. I'm finding it difficult to get any audio from Austin's response so far. Austin, are you there?
Okay. Yes, I am here. Can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Oh, great. It's always a pleasure to be with you. ITV being my favorite station, and anything to do with politics today is also my favorite. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to the privilege you've given me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Austin. Let's look at the issue. $9 million is subject of investigation by the U.S. Congress. Office of the National Security Advisor is said to have made that deal to prevent President Donald Trump from ordering an action on Nigeria over genocide accusations or allegations against Christians. What do you know about this story?
Frankly speaking, I still take it in the realms of speculation that the money being a very huge amount of money, it must attract attention, it must attract concern looking at our economy. But except it is confirmed by the federal government that that amount was the exact amount given for the lobby operation, then I would then say whether it's too much or it's not too much. But I think the issue is whether what the money is meant for is right or wrong is what is more important. The narrative out there is that it is meant to lobby the president to either mellow down his position on this Christian genocide in Nigeria and all that. But I think it's more. There's more to that. A lot of discussions about Nigeria is in the space in everywhere, and there's always need for our Ministry of Foreign Affairs to work along with our national security advisors to put in place a good image for the country, because America invariably is the greatest supplier of military weapons to the country as we have it. And once we are in the negative, if our image is in the negative, it will affect even the delivery, like it did during, I think during Jonathan or Yar'Adua, that US suspended delivering some jets that have already been paid for. They suspended delivering military hardware to the country. I think it was even during the emergence of Boko Haram. A lot of narratives were in the space and they were negatives, and the country was seen to be compromising. The country was seen to not to be serious about fighting these insurgencies and so on. So, but nobody will tell you what the government at that time did to correct that narrative before the next president of the US lifted that embargo before they started supplying weapons to Nigeria. A lot of things go underground, go on, which we don't know. So I'm always very circumspect when we're discussing, we're talking about security, particularly national.
All right.
So national security is a very
Austin,
sensitive
let me come in here and get you to look at issues from this perspective, which has to do with this issue of $9 million lobbying deal in Nigerian naira or Nigerian currency runs into billions of naira. Now, at a time where concerns have been expressed or allegations have been made about genocide in Nigeria, this is coming forth from the Office of the National Security, and from all the information available, this was a calculated attempt by that office and by extension the presidency to douse the narrative about genocide against Christians in some parts of the northern part of this country. Is this not a blight on whatever the federal government is saying in this regard? If we are going to lobby the U.S. government or the Republicans, in a way to ensure that we're able to reconstruct the narrative about this issue, is that not a blight on whatever we're doing as a country, as a government, as far as this issue is concerned?
No, not exactly. If you have listened to the continuous rhetoric and conversations surrounding this Christian genocide in Nigeria, it has even diverted from the earlier position that even the national clerics, even Christian Association of Nigeria, at a point, one or two executives made some contradictory statements. At a point, some governors contradicted their positions. At a point, some national ministry officials even contradicted their position. I think what is more important is when you want to kill a snake, it doesn't matter what weapon you use. You want the snake dead. We sometimes dwell on the methods. Now, what the perception is created when we said Christian genocide, the government is worried about the perception, not the act. The government is not denying that Christians are being killed. The government has not denied that Christians are being targeted in some northern states or in most parts of the northern states. Government has not denied that. And no one is out there to say Christians are not being targeted. Yes, but even in that, we agree that Muslims too are being killed. So what government is trying to do is to shift the focus away from this religious interpretation of these killings. That yes, I would know that Christians are losing more. I live more in the north. I spend most of my time in the north. I've stayed in Kano, I've stayed in Maiduguri, I stayed in Abuja, I've stayed in Jos. So I'm quite familiar with the threat and the danger of practicing Christianity amidst a Muslim-dominated population. I mean, I attended university in the north in those days where Muslim student society was the umbrella of every social activity in the university. And any social club has to be careful in functioning under that umbrella. So I do know how religious sentiments, how high it is in some parts of the country. So there's no denying that. But it is important that we look at from another prism, that when he goes out there, Christians are being killed in Nigeria. It's not helpful to the government, not just government. It's not helpful to even we Christians, because if their sister is coming, this sister is coming for Christians, not Muslims, how will we come that we're in a pluralistic country where some say dominated by Muslims, and then we don't have the ratio of Christian-Muslim relationship. But the earlier we play down these statistics, the better for our public image. Let us first agree, and which is not in doubt, that the two religions are losing. But the bitter thing is that those who are perpetrating the killings are Muslims. And so there's no one who could fraud the idea that Christians are being targeted. Christians are being targeted. But let the Americans know that it's not a religious war. It will help us to accept the assistance they want to give to us. It will help us to accept the whatever level they want to come in. And so it will be, it's not Christians alone that will accept whatever Americans want to send to Nigeria, whether they want to give us weapons, want to send troops.
Let me pass it. I'll come back to you in just a moment. I'll come back to you. Collins Amadi Osara. The underlying issue here is that there's genocide in Nigeria. There are killings of Christians, and we're also aware there are killings of Muslims. Who are the people responsible? The terrorists. So which means the common enemy to both Christians and Muslims are the terrorists. Whichever way a means is deployed to take these people out, is there anything wrong with that? But government now going to lobby and spend billions of taxpayers' monies to actualize this. We're only getting to know, even though it's still subject to investigation, based on what is already happening in the U.S. Congress, that this money is being spent by the Office of the National Security Advisor to drive a lobby conversation against the tag of genocide against Christians. What do you make of this? Is this something we should applaud the government for? We should put a pat on the back of the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu through the Office of the National Security Advisor?
Thank God my leader already said some of the vital things ordinarily I would have said. It's unfortunate that we overblown issue in this country. But yes, there are issues on ground to be debated, lobbying. In international relations, lobbying is part of it. And you can lobby in whatever form. Now, is America trying to play saint? Or who is trying to do the investigation to play saint? When America decided to invade Venezuela, remove the president, who indeed is fully sovereign, started stealing their oil, till just now, saying we will sell, was he authorized? For example, was he authorized? Those who left Nigeria to America, begging Trump to come and destroy Nigeria because they are not in government. Did they just jump and had access to the Republicans that they used in the parliament? Did they not lobby before they went there to give the country a bad image and say Christian genocide? Agree. More Christians have had their fair share. It's normal in an environment where you live. The most domineering people there dominates. Even here, for example, most time when there are crises, you saw the brief that happened the other day that the governor frowned at in Ekboma. You went to a certain market and started burning the market, carrying people's ram and goat, you were slaughtering. Because it's your domain. Most time you have an advantage because it's your environment. So what I'm trying to say is that nobody appeals or is appreciating the fact that people are being killed. But let's not make it look as if Nigeria must go down. Tinubu is president today. After 8 years, Tinubu will not remain there. Another person will come. Let's be patient. Atiku Abikotasis is Nadeco. For example, now they want to pull the whole roof down, himself and his group. For example, if he had pulled the roof down then, and we became like Libya, or Afghanistan, or Iran, assumingly the way they are praying for, just because they are not in charge, not that they don't have money, not that their business is not that they even pay tax, the way they are supposed to pay, with all the luxury cars they are driving up and down, parking
so how do you know they don't pay
and
tax?
an army to be opening gate for them.
How do you know they don't pay tax?
They don't pay the way they are supposed to be paying. Because if they are paying, they will not be parking all those security personnel, even when they have left government many years ago. A normal business person cannot be spending the money from his business to be parking soldier, parking police, to be opening gate for them. Now that the president have reduced all of that, they don't have that apparatus anymore. To them, let the whole world loose. That is what he said in my adage in Benin. The heaven wants to fall, the ground wants to open. It's not opening or it's not falling for one person. So they must know this. Because they want to push this country to the point they want to. Now you said they lobby. Yes, Nigerian government must also be smart and careful with the American people. Because one, since their eyes in Venezuela oil, their eyes in Iran oil, and their nuclear system, because you cannot just be everything all the time now.
Okay.
Let American allow peace to reign in this world.
Okay.
Because the war Trump has brought for the past 2 years to the entire world, now he's fighting with Greenland, you are fighting with this one, you are fighting with Denmark, everybody is your enemy. That means they are the common enemy.
All right, let's
so
take a break.
The returning back of our Lord Jesus Christ is going to come through this one, just as Russia said this morning. I was watching CNN before I left. They say if America dear Greenland, they are sorry. That will be the collapse of the entire world.
All right,
Let me proceed. I'll
come back to you in a moment. We'll take a short break. It's still politics today on independent television and radio. Austin Adogame will be with you in just a moment. Stay. Okay, our studio number is 08077770300. That's our studio number. Let's get a take on some of the issues that we've highlighted for you on the program today, Politics Today on independent television and radio. Comrade Austin Adogame, Honorable Austin Adogame, let me come back to you briefly. Some stakeholders are advocating the need to investigate these allegations of $9 million lobbying deal with a Republican stakeholder to engage the issue of genocide in Nigeria. Let me get your take on this.
Yeah, I'm certainly not in support because it's a security issue. I will want, if an investigation is accepted and carried out the way some stakeholders are suggesting, it's likely to be counterproductive. One, there are also allegations that I don't want to give it that coloration pro-Biafra group, but they said there is allegation that a group of Nigerians who really want this country to be broken into bits also raised a lot of dollar component lobby group and paid to push the negative side of the narrative of Christian genocide in Nigeria. By the time investigation is put in place, that group will also be exposed, and the amount that they spent will also come into force. And that the National Security Office of the National Security, I beg your pardon, the Office of the National Security Advisor does not act alone. It must have acted along with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And I will assure you that that budget, it's not just a budget of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or the budget of money attached to the National Security Advisor. Issues that have to do with security, some are highly domiciled with the president, where he can, at any time, with his powers, to decide to make a supplementary appropriation for when there is a threat.
Let me pause you. Let me take this call from one of our callers. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where you calling from? You're live on Politics Today.
Good morning, Mr. Sonny.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Comrade Abi. I'm calling from Benin.
Comrade, go ahead, please.
I just want to contribute concerning Fubara issue, what is happening in Rivers State.
Go ahead.
The truth of the matter is that I have not seen anything wrong that the governor has done. So let the House of Assembly leave him to rule. When Wike was the governor of the state, nobody disturbed him. There is no smoke without fire. As you speak now, the man has defected. They are still disturbing him. They should allow him be. Thank you very much.
All right, Comrade Abe, thank you very much for your contribution. 08077770300 is the studio number. Hello, caller. Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning, sir. Dr. Sonny.
Yes, good morning. What's your name?
Good is Rab.
Yes.
The first caller, I think Usagabi.
Comrade Abe is his name. Yes, go ahead.
We were talking about how he bought his first car.
Okay, Comrade Collins Usagai. Yeah, he's still here. He's still here. Yeah.
When they train for house.
Thank you.
You cannot subsidize irresponsibility to expect people to be more responsible. I think Governor Bobara should learn from Governor Bode. You can learn from our past governor of Godino Baseki of Edo State, who could not even bring a successor at the end of it all. Everything went good because he refused to align with the requisite of good leadership. That's my case.
Thank you very much. Thank you. 08077770300 is the studio number. Dial it and let's get a take on politics today on independent television and radio. Please tell us your name and also let us know where you're calling from, and be brief because several others are on queue to be part of the conversation. Good morning, caller. What's your name? Yes, good morning. What's your name?
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. What's your name?
Yes, the voice of ordinary people.
The voice of ordinary people. Please go ahead.
Yes, I just want to correct what Colin Osaga said.
Okay.
That Trump came to come and destroy Nigeria. That one is a blatant lie.
I never
Trump
said so.
didn't came to restore Nigeria. Trump came to come and save us. We Christians prayed for Trump to be in power. Obama was the one that came to destroy Nigeria. Obama refused to sell weapons to Jonathan during that time. Many Christians have been killed in Nigeria. I stand to be corrected. People don't Muslims are killed. They are just very few. They are not to 10%. 90% of the people killed in the north are Christians. So Trump has been sent by God to help us. Because if you go to Benue, many of them have been killed. Not now. They have been killed for more than 10 years. They have been there. So the government has done nothing. The government have really done nothing to arrest those people doing it. So Trump is sent by God to help us. That's number one. Then number two, why should you be spending money if your hand is pure? If you don't have to waste taxpayer money. We are trying to road that's not good. If your ways are pure, you don't have to be wasting money. So we believe they have something to hide. That's why they are doing all this. Because they don't have to waste that kind of billions of naira. When people are crying, all the roads are bad. Come to Edo State now, no federal road is good. All the roads is even in this governor that people try to cover the secret of the federal government. The federal government have really done no road in Edo State yet.
Thank you. Thank you. Voice of the people. Thank you. We'll take our last caller and then we'll be back to call it a wrap. Hello, caller. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Still politics today on independent television and radio. Please tell us your name and let us know where you're calling from.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, and what's your name?
God bless you. Thank God for having me today. My name is Solomon Ataka.
Solomon Ataka, where you are is a bit noisy, but go ahead.
You can bear with me. Say you can hear me.
Yes, go ahead.
The fact is that ITV, you repair the station. That is the reason why people are coming there today. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So the Nigerian government should build their country so that other countries will not interfere in our country. And the issue of River State, somebody came from nowhere within 6 months, 1 trillion was spent. This is a trillion naira that I don't say we not spend in 2 years. Today, no investigation is going on. All we have done is to impeach the government. They really were impeaching sincerely. If they will not be passing, so we are impeaching because there are people denying us. So we should tread with caution. These people who claim their own river, they have not used their effort to make sure the refinery river works. If river is building as to that today, it's not enough. Comparing the money, the resources they have in the country.
Okay.
They cannot be using their money to be sacrificing the country. All the name they have power and they have federal connection and all that. River today, if a citizen from 59 years is receiving 200,000 a river, it's not even enough because they have all it takes to pay those citizens. But today, what are we doing? We are using the river's money to campaign, to beg to people, to invite, to claiming foreign state. If they don't have position as a minister, where would they have that money of doing no those things?
Okay.
Let's work on what. Let's talk about how we bring development, some cost to the common citizens. I was in river 3 days ago. So you cannot tell me that this river is beauty enough as the way it's supposed to be. That people who have the connection are using their effort, cracking unnecessary fight. I don't even know.
All right, Solomon Otaga, thank you. My time is up on the program Politics Today. I want to say big thanks to our panelists, Honorable Austin Adogame Brimo. Thank you for joining us from Abuja. Austin, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you very much, Kusu, and thanks to our listeners. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Comrade Collins Amadiosa. It's always a delight to have you here.
It's always my
Well,
pleasure.
I'm just thinking, with all the billions and billions, what is wrong with Rivers State actually setting a standard for the country? Maybe lecturers at the highest paid, civil servants at the highest paid, security is at its lowest ebb. The elder statesmen or senior citizens, they are on proper salary. What is wrong with that? But what do? We amass this money so we can continue to perpetuate ourselves in power. We look for trouble where nobody's looking for our trouble, so we can spend money. It's so disappointing. Well, that's our package for today. Thank you for staying with us. Have a great weekend.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best.
òde aṣáájú ẹ̀ abẹ́rẹ́ tó pẹ́ ẹ̀. Àyàbá sọ́kì ẹ̀ abẹ́rẹ́ tó pẹ́ ẹ̀. Àlàyé àtọ́jú ẹ̀ abẹ́rẹ́ tó pẹ́ ẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ̀túwà.
ITV, certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
when the time reach like this, you go ask yourself, waiting by the time, and the time now be time for Oduota. So the only time when you go visit the person, you say Oduota time. Good evening and welcome to our program Oduota, the heart of the matter. You go ask me say which matter I want to look today. Now big matter when we say concern say the kutukutu when concern 2027 election. That they loud well now, the drum they beat well and everybody that they hear now. I want to when we say what they say now we say one big political party, they come out. They come like say one political party come out. They come like say every day night they grow. Come like a woman when like say they get many people they won't be say they won't marry them. So that political party now be the ADC. And people come to look and now say, apart from the ADC, other political parties, they grow weight to make sure say, yes, say the government when they for grant, so no big them will go there with come 2027. So this one I want to look the power of the opposition for 2027 election. Now we want to look and people they want to say we know say the head sharp or now we go brief for this matter. Make them talk to us. George or Mobude, now one of our friends, we say they come here all the time. And you know, say this kind of matter, if we never call and blessed matter never complete. Welcome to our program.
Good evening, sir.
I greet you. We get our brother here, Prince Edobo Ogosa. He's a strong member of the ADC. Okay, George, by the way, a member of the PDP. No way for talking like that, sir.
No, not at all.
Okay, Prince Edobo Ogosa, a member of the ADC. I say welcome to the program.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, my people.
And they come like say now your political party now almost everybody. According to what they see that they like to come in against the opposition. What do people they try to come the ADC?
Well, my people, now good evening. First of all, ADC will come with new policies and programs because we don't see what they happen for the political terrain since the inception of the Fourth Republic, 1999. Actually 1998 till today. And we don't see all the ease and the anomalies and the mistakes we don't happen all this while. So waiting will come with now the modality to correct this anomaly and ensure say we bring dividends of democracy to the people. So now be one of the things where they attract many people now. They won't join us as a political party. So and we all on our own, we they prepared also to ensure say these dividends of democracy and these parameters we don't put in place will bring them to the people. Now be the thing where they make them want join us.
Because this grammar when they speak, so not be one we say they hear before. Dividends of democracy, and they don't hear them before. And that kind of thing. Why this one will come change now? But if you look at now, the opposition, they gang up, so to speak now. Because almost everybody now, just make we join her together to make sure say the government when be say they now, you feel say yes, say that kind of thing go feel succeed.
Well,
okay, let's say take your time to answer.
Yes, when you say if he go fit succeed, yes, he go fit succeed. Because in 2015, people come together to say, PDP don't rule. They come meet together, what they call merger. As a merge, they come form what they call APC, where they power today. So if it feel happen then, it go feel happen now. But it's easy for them to happen. The answer be say no.
Okay.
But is it possible for them to happen? Yes, it is possible.
Okay, make we check. We'll go to the ADC now. The people they want to be say therefore when they this ADC now, people they want to be like say almost everybody say they want to become president. You don't understand? Rotimi Amechi say he want to be president. Atiku Abubakar Atiku say want to become president. What do they call him? Peter Obi say want to become president. Even at a point, Nasir El-Rufai say want to become president. And many of them, when be say yes, they did there. You know, if you say at the end of the day, if we don't get explosion of the political party, if we get implosion of the political party.
That one not go happen for ADC this time.
Okay.
For normally, according to the Constitution and the Electoral Act, anybody where they qualify to contest for a particular office, fee vie for that office. But to talk, say, waiting with the see before, say when we go into primaries, after primaries for when we don't experience for some political party, implosion go happen or explosion go happen. That one are some of the changes we don't put in place for ADC. we will not go see this time.
Okay. What we know wants to see this time?
We will not go see them at all.
Okay.
Because that, you know, when I started a while ago, I say certain parameters there where the party don't put in place, certain mechanism to checkmate certain error we don't fail to see they come. And one of those errors now the fallout after primary elections. So the party will first of all practice the true processes of democracy in selection of candidates to avoid this explosion and implosion we don't see they come before.
Okay.
So I will guarantee you, I will guarantee the Nigerian state that as they follow closely the ADC process, you know go see the issue of fallout from primaries.
Okay, we not say they not be the eye until they pursue rabbit when they won't catch her. Nobody that say eye till they share them. You go agree with me, George?
Yes.
Okay. So in this case now, we don't already this especially you before we say you don't work with somebody like Atiku Abubakar for your political party, the PDP there. And we don't say now one person will be say you go move from here, move from here, move from here, move from here. And we know the surprise. People say they're not surprised they get to say and say there for the ADC now. Because say yes, he want to ensure that the political ambition of becoming the president of this country, say it come to pass one day. Now I don't go to this thing. If you look at all of these people now, almost all, let me say almost all the national affairs called just and the 4 or before when I called just, they won't become president and the rest. So and you know the average politician, even the El-Rufai talker, say if waiting the average politician they find for Nigeria, say if you not reach your hand, now how to spoil them for the other man's hand, now you say you go to think of we don't grow past that stage.
Well,
especially when the person when talk can never die.
I listened to one Baba Ahmed, if I get that name right now, for one of the satellite programs.
Yes.
When he talk about the upcoming ADC primary, but I go expand and pass like that small.
Okay.
If you see PDP, Labour Party, even this ADC, you go see say some group of persons they come out inside of those parties. They form what they call faction.
Okay, already now.
Already. And how this faction matter till they come, he pass people ambition. This one won't be president, he won't be this, he won't be that. It has to do with our system where we dey practice, where we dey call democracy today. Where be say we copy. Why I talk am? You go see a young person. He just need he want gain one political office. He gets more money, he try, or maybe somebody say want sponsor him. Immediately he don't get that power. In less than 2-3 years, we don't do that office. The man is reaching billions. The man go begin buy properties abroad. Begin send the children go abroad, go school. If they feel headache, he want go abroad. Money dey with him in excess. So you go come expect such a man who be say he know they feel call DPO before now and they give commissioner of police instruction on what to do. Now the same man is so powerful, get money to the extent and then he go tell judges how he want make judgment take come. Then you go expect say that man that day he go tell some judges. You go expect say when that man that day office, he know say you na opposition party. You dey try and want come together maybe for the betterment of the society. When that man know say in they gain this type of power with this type of financial backing, you go expect say he go fold the hand make you just gather to go and remove him from office. The answer be say no. He go use both his money, he go use both everything wey he get to ensure say he remain for office. Wetin I dey use one dey talk be say if anybody wey dey opposition today just come say like my brother talk, they're not going to be implosion, they're not going to be explosion, they go just sit down, they go just arrange them. That man, it is easy to talk than to become a reality. Because the problem not only be the ambition of those people who want me to be president. There are external forces. What be the external forces? The person will be say in the office at a particular time. Go walk round the clock to ensure say opposition party no fit unite. Look at what is happening in all other political parties today. You think say those people they don't get the idea say make we just join our hands together, make we work to ensure say we succeed, make we take remove this government in power. The truth is say there be one such a thing, but the problem is about the external and that selfishness of if I enter office, what I stand to gain, what I stand to grab will continue to be a problem for opposition party.
Okay, you see what you want to say with the fear now, or maybe put the look at now be this one be like say a concern. People they want to be say for the political party safe. they don't even they threaten. Although the nyanya say as he be, Patu told me say if they no give am to what they call him, give am to Peter Obi, he say he go withdraw his support for the political party. Then the Obedient Movement say they no give am to Ram. He said they will withdraw their support for the political party. Even the Baba Ahmed, when we say call the name just there, when we say he talks you watch for that program, so I still watch at a point, he talk and say, in look Peter Obi, like person when we say, he know they disposed to say they do primary. Or this is the one we say in like now you say your children as consensus candidate say make it go down. If all of these things then they and this man now Rotimi Amici say he must become president and that kind of thing. And make we not forget when we say El-Rufai talk and say if they not give me this thing we go destroy that kind of thing. No sure say it's still there for their mind, especially Rotimi Amici when we say now be second for the last primary when they do for the APC before we say yes say Bola Ahmed Tinubu take come into opposition. People like that still there alive are still there for the ADC. Okay,
thank you, Mr. Sado. First of all, quickly address what my brother talked just now. Say,
okay, but you don't forget my own.
I don't forget your own. Okay. He say when person dey office and then he don't dey overwhelmed with the power where they follow that office. He go do everything to make sure say
he hold on to that
office and frustrate every other person. We go one contest against him for that office. Well, as of today, narrowing down to what you talk just now, those who don't indicate interest to run for the office of the president for under ADC, none of them they presently in that office. None of them be serving president. Secondly, like I talked earlier on, say we don't
enjoy public office.
We don't take close look.
They enjoy political public office.
But they're not there now. That's just to give my brother and the people assurance. Now, we don't also look closely and we don't follow the trend of elections and primary elections for this country, at least from 1999 they come. And now one of those things, now they won't try correct. Now be the mechanisms we will put in place to avoid the same fallout where they happen. And that's why I just start just now. Also make a quick put mat for that one where you talk. These people where you name so, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, former governor Nasser El-Rufai, former governor Rotimi Amechi, and all we don't show interest. I will let you know, say, no, the leadership of the party at this point, they get constant meeting with everybody to educate our people. Say, now one person I go get her. But we go ensure, say, the process they free, fair, and credible. As much as it can be, so that the animosity, the anger will go their mind go reduce, so that everybody go feel work together. Now, my brother Sado talk just now say, see what Patutomi talk, this what El-Rufai talk, see what Amechi talk. During when anybody they contest for any political office, you get room to canvass, to push for your interests. In the best possible way to show your seriousness for this office. Some of those utterances sometimes we they misread them to mean violence, to mean this. No, it may also be that if they try to tell the leadership of the party, say if they more ready to serve, not be to destroy the party if you not get them, not be to destroy the person who go get the ticket at the end of the day.
When you look at that people yesterday now, Atiku yesterday now, if you don't get time, they move. And someone like Atiku, for all his this thing, Atiku don't move, but he don't move out to 4 or 5 times for not to make mistake.
Atiku
so
don't move.
Guarantee.
Atiku don't move yesterday. No me say he go move today. You know the judge man by waiting don't happen yesterday.
If they read law, if they read law, now authority do you waiting happen yesterday?
None of us today go fit talk as you sit down here so say what you go fit do the next minute. Some things there when you do yesterday. As you sit down here, so you go don't reflect on and say, no, I don't want to do them like this again. I go do them like this. So Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, as you they refer to, so now man we don't come through the electoral processes for this country for quite a while. And in those things, say, okay, some things will happen yesterday. He no go want to make those things repeat itself tomorrow. So we must give the man the benefit of doubt. Say this one time, the interest of the country go supersede everybody personal interest.
Okay, I'm going to look the incumbents now, the APC and the incumbents, whether I would like them or not. Now, you will see almost everybody, almost all the governors, almost all the senators, members of the National Assembly, that they enter the APC towards 2027. This one not supposed to give people cause for concern. Whether you like them or not, next time you go talk, you say, yes, say, the governor, not be only one vote to get, and so they see they talk, not be only one vote to get, but you go agree with me, say, once a governor moves from a place, from one political party to another political party, now big fish now it be say it be. And people they celebrate and well, you people they call a janla. You don't understand? And people they celebrate and well. In this case, you know, sure say it's supposed to give the oppositions they want to say whether they merge or they already merge, say you're supposed to give them cause for concern.
Yes, it will give cause for concern. Any serious opposition party suppose they concern. And what to be the concern? The concern now supposed to spur them, ginger any opposition party to now do more work than what they have been doing. Okay. We see this kind of movement in the same 2015, where governors were, I think, 80% of the governors then all on PDP. But the people came together and said, no, we want APC. And at the end of the day, they were able
they want to change.
They want to change. They were able to put heads together and they deliver. I think the more concern now is not whether the governors go fit galvanize such followership. Yes, you use one thing just and say, now one vote they get.
That's what people they talk.
Waiting people they talk.
Opposition they talk.
Yes. And waiting opposition they talk now true.
Okay.
Our politics don't grow past where you fit tell somebody where not they convinced. Where you fit tell so many persons, man, I don't say everybody. Where you fit tell so many persons where not they convinced for a cause to say go vote.
But not forget, say you get one to when we say they talk for this our present day politics. Most of the electorates, people when they vote, they don't even get voice. One time when we say they talk, you go hear them for different language. For I do here, don't say leader don't the camp, leader where you know. You don't understand? Even in time of Obaseki, that time when Obaseki move from a political party, people follow and say, anywhere you go, now we go. That to show say, yes, most of the electorate, they don't even get their own ideology. They don't even get their own. Now where leader go, now they go. And whether we like them or not, these governors, they be leaders in their own rights. You know, and they are moving. And it shows yes, they boss. People go think that they follow there.
Let me remind you. In 2023, when Labour Party give Peter Obi tickets to run, even in this Edo state, I remember saying my party, the PDP, and even the APC, they were saying no structure. Labour Party get any governor, Labour Party get this, get that. After the election, they don't have a governor. As we speak, the person where they represent us for Edo South now for Senate, now from Labour Party. When the people before you move to APC, when the people resolve, say, see what we want to do. Your position as a governor, whichever office where you hold, is not supposed to disturb the people. The only thing why I want where opposition parties suppose they concerned about now is that how they would say ensure, say the whole INEC to ensure say the right thing where they're supposed to do as an independent body they do. But in terms of say, okay, just look at the governors where they move now. How many of them they move? When you see say that they move, you see say now they are followers, now they push them. This is the first time in Nigeria where they see governors they move. After they don't move, they'll come and arrange the day. Where be say they will come move officially. They most of, you will see like the one we happen for Akwa Ibom. You go to see threats. Threats they come from governors. If you don't follow me, it automatically means say you don't want to retain your position. This time around, if they want really follow you,
even for Bayelsa State, the deputy governor no go.
Say you no go. You go see say they declare more. So the issue of governors moving, if it go affect how people want vote, I go say no. But it go affect the man not say so-called INEC, it go affect the way INEC go take run the election. The answer will be yes. So opposition parties now, what they're supposed to do, leaders of opposition party, now to ensure say they put INEC on their toes. When I be one, I'm calling on the leader, say, may we put INEC on their toes. Like some of the electoral reforms that was proposed in the House of Representatives. Where you go, nobody is talking about it again. If now for who go vote for a particular political party, For instance, me, I'm very sure that people go vote for my party. He go tell you, say, people go vote for him party. But the question is, after the vote, how we go to ensure, say, it become a reality?
Don't forget, say, what you talk just now, before we'll go small break now, before the break, don't forget just now, you talk and say, they say the Labour Party don't get structure. This one don't get this one. This one don't get this one. All of this one happen at the end of the day, when that person, when you will talk about Neda, Emerson, when become the senator-elect, that time, because and the grace of Peter Obi. You don't understand? The same Peter Obi, don't they threaten now, say, if not give unto us, we go move, and the rest. That one not go affect the fortune of the party. Now, give me an answer. When we come back from this very short break, because we'll get to this short break, and when we come back, we'll continue for WBC, we'll stop. At that time, we'll go open the lines too, when WBC go take reach us. And the number WBC you go call now, 080 77 77 0300. That time we'll go place the number there, so you go join us after the break. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We see the waka they go, and the name of the program now, Daughter, the heart of the matter. And don't forget, say, what do they look today? Now be the opposition. And what in say they do to make sure, say, yes, they take power for the hand of the people where in say that now the APC. So now the matter when say they look, I don't tell you now, say, you get the right to call into the program, and the number when say you go call, we go display and there, make you put them for one corner, make you see them, so you go call into the program, and the number when say you take callers now, 080 77 77 0300. Before we call the number, the phone is on the ring. Hello, good evening. Good evening. What will be on the way they call us from?
The name is Mr. Moses. I'm calling from Sapler Road.
Moses from Sapler Road.
Yes. This is a matter of Obi and Atiku. I did pay people the no detail. But I want to make the give it to Obi. If you give it to Obi, you go shoot the Jagaba. But you don't make it, you go see win a more. But to give it to Atiku, I know what say you go hold water.
Okay.
And the third one, they hit a heart to in order make a not to camp. That is the fear. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You see, we just start with a phone call. You see what in BC they talk now. The fear now be say at the end of the day, the party go green stay. The people go green stay inside the party because all of us know our Nigerian politicians. They know they like to they stay. We're waiting in the talk just now. We could go back to them. You know, say people just say the governors don't be wanting now only one pair this year get people in last they come out of that kind of thing. We see now big fish now there be. But we don't forget say for Nigerian politics, as people they work out, they come out, they go one place. They feel good they get people when they put inside, say make it scatter the political party. Now when it goes, they call them moles, so they go decide their political party. How the opposition fit take sweep those moles come up for inside the political party when it be say yes, say they go say no worry, make you there. Everything will be say one, will they pay you, they do everything. The people when they for ruling party, they fit do that one.
Thank you, Mr. Sado. And I thank that caller we called just now and the concern where the caller raised. Right. You see, well, if you still go back again to wait till the talk. First of all,
before you go take, I'm going to take this call. Maybe just add them together. Okay. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Not yet.
Okay. When you hear me, you'll call back. Okay, may I just take your response before I go take any other call?
We don't come through systems, seasons, processes. We don't see dispensations and how the politics play out. And we don't see the aftermath of the decisions that we take yesterday. And today, we put all that together for ADC to correct them. Most importantly, to put the nation's interest forward. You see the thing when my brother raised just now, I go tell you quick, like you talk just now, say governors, people, oppositions, they say, now one vote, not being governor get. In 2014 into 2015, penultimate of the general elections, PDP had between about 26 governors in this country. And yet they lost to the opposition as it were at that time. Now, election, according to democracy, what they practice, the definition say, it said now government of the people, for the people, and by the people. That also played out in 2023 when Labour Party, with no structure, but the Nigerian state was their structure, and they garnered 12 million votes. But this time around, under the ADC, we're also now saying, we dey tell people, say, ADC go correct with this, our present mechanism, we go correct every wrong and mistakes we don't forget. And I go assure you here today that all the aspirants wey dey contest for the platform of ADC, none of them, no presidential aspirant, get the mind to destroy the party.
After the Tino reaching hand. Okay, no wahala. Because if we look at, say the matter when we say concern opposition, we don't really see any strong opposition like that again. Just yesterday, Nadi Usman, he caught us say, now be chairman of Labour, now be authentic chairman of Labour. Aburo say no go agree, say they go court. PDP, they do their own for that side. The matter they for ground. SDP, the political party, no day here, no day there. Apple Gas, almost all the political party when fit take off, all of them get fashion. Now they the spirit of that mole or that thing when we say they call mole, say person when we say you know rich mama could destroy or go there go destroy. Now be what they talk. You know if you say yes, that hand of that mole now they destroy the political party. So
yes, you know if you take away the moles from the political party, but one thing where I go remind my brother is that 2014-15 we they talk about the president then is different from the president we
now. Why?
Then two,
okay, because they get different names.
The president then different from the president
because they get different names.
I go explain.
Okay.
Then two, you go also see say anything where they make whether ADC or PDP, they want go into primaries. Is going to be a serious issue for the opposition party. If they go into primary just for sake of primaries, fine. There must be a consensus. Like what did Baba Ahmed they talk about? There is no way whether na my party, the PDP, whether na ADC, if they go into primary, there is going to be a crack. Waiting APC doing that 2014-2015, we say even before the primary, they don't already they look and say when Buhari contest under CPC. He was able to garner only by himself 12-point-something million votes. Now, when it was time to do their primary or whatever they do, there was already an agreement between them.
Maybe they already do that.
No, why most persons now they concerned about this ADC now? Which whether my brother they follow such news where we they follow, we were with the opposition, we they try to yes, we were not the same party. We dey always dey want see wetin dey happen for another party. Immediately there was like this body language of Atiku. News just fly one period say he say he no wan run again. Anybody wey go like support anybody wey win he go like support Peter Obi and all of that. Na so the news take down, whether true or false I don't know, but I read it. If you see people just begin, you just see the momentum, you just see people want quick join because it come be like say people don dey say and say sure they want give their ticket. Right. The other time we are hearing say Obasanjo dey canvas for Obi Kwankwa, so we also hear that rumor. You see say people don dey move. Me I know they use this one they talk. Right from time I dey always dey talk. Me I know they use this one they talk say whether Obi better pass Atiku or Atiku better pass the other one. But people they look now your antecedents. Wetin you don't do it will make them want follow you.
Okay, somebody dey like, hello, good evening. Good evening. Reduce your TV there, I beg you. Hello? Hello? Reduce the volume for television before you talk to us. I bet once you call into the program, you go reduce the volume for television. Once you say you don't already pick your phone, so I go fit hear you. Well, if not, that hold back when we say they come, now we say we go hear. I know if you say yes, say it good. Hello?
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, my brother.
I bet just carry on. What will be your name? Where they call us from? Carry on.
My name now Honorable Afabo from what I go to do.
Okay.
Wait till that they talk, make the mistake. The man way they made that coalition, they work that time, like Jagaban. Atiku could not get the force and the experience to form any coalition where go work for this country. If you remember, Atiku, Jagaban, that Jagaban bring Atiku to run for ACN. from there he run go PDP. From PDP again to APC. He not get the leadership quality to form coalition wey go fit work for the country. The wetin they see for their party at the end of all, they will get our wrong. Rotimi Amechi wey dey there. He serve under Buhari regime. Why serve under Buhari? Why they not get her wrong when they did? Why they not get her right when they did with Buhari? Which magic now we won't do for ADC that we go give hope to Nigeria, say that be God sends people. Now my contribution be that, sir.
Thank you so much, my brother. What do you call yourself? Ask about from what 5 already. Thank you so much. You hear the submission when this my brother gets, whether we like him or not. Now somebody yesterday entered the judge in today. I say if they do law, the now authority. It's also the matter between Obabude and Ogosa, see what happened that time. So now between Thomas Ado and Peter Omauge, the same matter that they go use take follow there. So that's one that people they fear. Say where that trust go there for somebody like Atiku and some of other people they won't be say they inside. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, what to be on where they call us from?
My name is Zakura, the company of Ovia Northeast.
Zakura from Ovia Northeast.
Yes, precisely for Uduna Ward.
Talk to us.
Okay. Like this matter on the debate, so for me, the way me I can share, maybe if I will be, maybe a letter take the ticket so that I go take the challenge with the ground. Because why? The rest of that people, they don't taste government before. Their ability, we know them.
But Peter Obi tasted government before now as governor now.
He's still trying for the time when he be governor. If you look all your activities or your activities, the people like her for the country. You understand? So maybe let her go. Because if he go, at least if he take the ticket, go for the presidency election, if he come, at least things will changes will do. Because why? Atiku now, be people choice. You understand?
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you look at me, whether we like him or not, last Thursday here, one prominent Edo son, what they call Dele Momodu, he come Edo here. I believe it last Thursday, last Thursday.
Last Thursday.
But last Thursday, he can't take cards of as member of the ADC. For there, he talk and say, Atiku Abubakar, say you no get money when BC go take buy delegates this time. You no get no to use it, was you get dollars when go take buy delegates. That one bring me to the issue of money in Nigerian politics. Whether we like them or not, it go hard before it be say if you remove money from Nigerian politics. Even politics in the whole world. Even the last American politics, we see the money when we say Kamala Harris, when we say they gather for her, maybe say they prosecute that election. Those at the end of this year, she still lost the election. But if you look and come bring her home here, somebody like Atiku, now person when we say they know say if you come to election, they already like to they bring money, come and take do what you go fit do. You don't understand? Almost all the politicians when we say for our country, they get busy without the money, you know, they go anywhere. So much so now it don't become commonplace now, say that they buy votes for inside this. Even the last dispensation, we see people they buy they buy delegates. You understand? In this case now, people like El Rufai, people like the Rotimi Amechi, people like the Peter Obi, they get that muzzle, financial muzzle to follow somebody like Atiku Reso for the primary when we say they come for the ADC. I want to ask you.
Okay. You know, when I talk just now before that call come, by now, opposition parties, most especially this ADC will be the new bride, waiting Nigerians want to hear from them now, not be say that they prepare for primary. Waiting want to hear from them now be say, one here say, they don't settle for a particular candidate. None of these candidates where they, including Atiku, be bad candidates. There is nobody who go fit tell me say the same thing where they talk about ADC now, the same thing I go talk about PDP. Anybody will show interest today. None of them don't hold presidential office. Whether you be vice president, they don't use and talk about what you go fit do. None of them. But Now they suppose we agree say see where we dey go, where they call consensus. Now you will now be calling on international organization, other relevant bodies to help say this election they come. These are the areas we opposition party for need your help, and they will start to dey sing them now. Election is by the corner. In the next 1 year or less, the presidential election don't come. So make them know, make opposition party, make we know they dwell on who go fit use dollar take buy primary, who no go fit use dollar buy primary. We know who Nigerians go accept most. We know who be the best among. If 20 people call for here now, you go mention, you go see say they mention one particular candidate name. So opposition suppose leave personal gain. Say I go fit do am, I no go fit do am. Who be the people in Nigeria they claim say make it come be president? Now that one and everybody by now don't supposed to be support, so that you can now. The last election with the year issue of glitch, with the year issue of and so they don't put start election for so and so play, with the year issue of Beaver. The people here they talk about that 2014, 2015. The president that was there then, Jonathan, was a complete Democrat. If he had decided to say that election not go end like that, we don't know where we for day today now. Maybe only God know as it for end. So now that kind of thing and our opposition party by now supposed to they talk about not be who go fit use dollar take by primary. And the truth of the matter be say, if they really go into that primaries as it stands today, if ADC no do proper work, Atiku go get the ticket. Reason being that we know Peter Obi go always tell you say no go give shishi. Whether he don't they give shishi now, we don't know. Amechi Wicked even they laugh and say he don't broke. I know say Rufai no go get that kind of financial moves where Atiku go get. Lastly, when people they talk say Atiku they cross from party A to party B to party C or party D, it don't mean anything. If you get vision, me, I've been a member of PDP since I started doing politics. Right. I never go another party. But if, for instance, I fight for a particular position, I get this ambition, I get what I know how to do, PDP refuse to give me, I go move to another party where ready to give me, just to ensure, say, I feel affect people's life as I have wished. So article crossing is not a problem for me.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, what will be on where they call us from?
I come from.
Okay, when you're ready to talk to her, you talk to her, because this one be like say they think of where the phone call, you don't know where the phone call, so you get the way the thing take be. This is a very serious business. When you want to come into the program, call in, make it be like say you let us know what you feel about our discussion or what you want make we know. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I better reduce the volume for television, me waka come on there.
I don't waka come on for that.
Yeah, what will be your name? Where they call us from?
So far that's my name, oh.
Where the phone call?
Ubawa.
Okay, talk to us.
This matter, see, you see, this first time when they do coalition now, they have the reason for coming together. So interest not go too much day.
Okay.
If you see 2015, when they come together like this, they already get somebody for mind saying, now this person now we go give. So if you see, look at this way they happen now. ADC, when they come together so at this first time, they still get their own interest. They know the reason why they form this coalition. So I'm not sure say interest go too much. So somebody when they want use, they don't already know. So now this person, like we feel you still fight this situation when we.
So there's no need for primary. If they don't already know, wait, remember, if they don't already know, no need for primaries now. They for just give the person more, just they carry on, they go like that. So why they deceive the people that see they keep? Why see they hide the person? That's not this six now.
You know, election now. There are procedure for it now. It won't be something where you go just dive into the two and now say that this. When the time comes, you will see here. They have a procedure that they follow. You know now, say procedure day.
Okay.
So when the time comes, then they go. Then everybody goes okay now.
Okay, no wahala. You na ADC member.
I'm the ADC member, sir.
Okay, the person when be say they say not already find person when be say go be on a candidate. So they already know.
You see,
wait first now. Babra where call just now. He say the ADC member. Are you an ADC member? He say not already know person.
Thomas Ado, you see. Now this kind of argument, now you want make you drag us into sins.
No, me cause
you are my brother. And I want drag us into this kind of argument. Say consensus. That now
opposition
party.
Wait, no be our friend again.
Make we throw light into that.
I dey call man find Osaga for Ogbowo na I call just now.
Make we throw light into that.
Na ADC member.
Elections get processes as stipulated by INEC. So I talked earlier on, say the party get mechanism in place.
Okay.
And then whatever mechanisms the party have in place, we dey tailor am alongside no run foul of the law.
Okay. But
so but the kind argument when you and my brother wan drag us into since they say opposition parties suppose don dey tell us the consensus candidate by now we no suppose go into primaries. Even when a party has a consensus candidate, the electoral act say you must go into primaries.
Okay, we go leave am at that. My brother, if they come out now, what be that word when we say like to tell the people? Okay. Or you get question in your mind, people say they expect me to ask you, I not ask you, just answer them.
No, one thing I would like to tell Nigerians is that if you see since 1999, it be like say we they do the same thing. We are expecting different results.
Okay.
It go hard. I read about Rwanda in 1994 after that genocide. What happened between the Hutsi, I cannot remember the other people.
Hutsi and Tutsis, right?
If you see them, it was in a politics, where they killed themselves and all of that. I think for 100 days, about 800,000 persons died. I cannot remember the figures now. But they not came together. As we speak in Rwanda today, just the way they run by camera legislator, now so they run them. But the House of Deputies and the Senate, they get the reserve seat where they will say, okay, this one they know they do election, this one are for women, this one are for youth, this one are for this one are for that. A political party, bring your person and all of that. Now, so they take form them, and their institution, they very strong that you be minister, not me say, you will get access to the use money as you like. You be like public servant. Once the money come, everybody go sit down. See how you want to do and see what you want to do, see what you want to do. If you run foul of the law, you will be dealt with.
Okay, no problem.
So what I use and mean as my quick anchor is that just like what Jonathan do around 2012 or so, when we call Nigerians for that confab, we say, may we sit down, may we check what go work for us. Nigerians, we need to sit down. This type of democracy we will practice. So my own be say it will not take us anywhere. We have to sit down and agree on the way we wanted to run our elections.
Thank you, George. Thank you, George.
We can have a better country.
Mobile Prince August, one word from you for 10 seconds.
10 seconds. ADC is a political party wey go follow the processes of the Electoral Act as amended and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and we will produce candidates.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Asabo, for Ward 5 already. Thank you, NBC. Yes, you called into the program. Thank you, Zakura, for Ovia Notice. Osaga for Ogbowo, now you called last hour. Thank you. Moses for Sapler, thank you so much. My name now Thomas Sado. We go see next week, but don't forget, truth no the fear. Now go talk now in the fear. Now good evening.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
ITV. Certainly the best.
Some days, there comes the Ugemobo Festival, which the Oba celebrates outside the palace gate. A pavilion is built of red cloth where rites are performed to drive away all evil spirits still unsatisfied by the year's sacrifices. The Ugemobo Festival is to commemorate an event in Benin history which dates back to 1504 AD.
Yari, yari, Oba Tope! Yari, yari,
The Oba of Benin added a colorful mood to the year's celebration as he walks round the city center amidst cheers. This is Anegbete community, situated in Isako Central Local Government Area of Edo State. It is an agrarian community with united people that promotes unity and oneness for peaceful coexistence. The inhabitants of the community migrated from Benin, the cradle of black civilization, a kingdom where king is truly king. The ancestors of Anegbete saw that age was the main determinant of leadership in the rural setting, and the eldest man in the settlement was regarded as the leader who presided over meetings, and his authority is held in high esteem. To further strengthen this unique system of leadership, age group evolved in Anegbete. Anegbete, age group is categorized into two, that is, the common and the noble. Anegbete is rich in cultural heritage, as the community at noon saw the commitment of the festival with the first set roll out in beauty colors to showcase their might and strength, indicating their feet and ready for the responsibilities behold on them. The streets in the community with a feed up of young men and women adorned with the festival. Later, the royal family takes the stage as their children fight out royally and work in the community to showcase their might and fitness.
My leader.
This is Ahwa Game, a popular game in Africa played by our ancestors to entertain themselves after each day of famine. It is also relevant in our coronation in Africa. It is a sport and indeed very interesting, as every seed had a role in the game. Playtime is 45 minutes per set. There is no age limit as long as you can spin Akwe seed. Ayo or Akwe game, known as the game of intellectual. This game requires a lot of mathematical skills. Akwe game is played with carved wooden box containing 12 holes.
ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you for joining us in the program held to Living on ITV. I am Adisuwa Sawage. So sometimes when your stomach is having a party, like a bit of a wide party, and a lot of things are going on in your stomach, and sometimes you'll be wondering what's really happening. Why are all the ones having a party? What is happening to me? You may not know. So today we want to talk about peptic ulcer disease. And we have Dr. Jolly Nosa Igoma, who is going to be talking to us about that little party that always happens in your stomach, that one that you neglect, where to go to, how to go about it, and how to know if you are suffering from peptic ulcer disease. Dr. Nosa Jolly Igoma, a pleasure to have you join us today.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. And it's like we're meeting for the first time this year.
Yes, yes. That's
awesome. Thank you for joining us. So, Doctor, quickly, talk to us about peptic ulcer disease. What is it? What are the causes, the symptoms, and of course, maybe possible treatment and prevention? Let's do all of that.
Yes. Peptic ulcer disease is the commonest disease condition that we have in gastroenterology. What I'm saying is that the field of medicine that is concerned about the disease that affects the intestine, that has to do with the abdomen, has to do with gastroenterology. So that is to say that patients will always come down with pain in the abdomen. And there are different organs in the abdomen. And those organs play a different role. For as much as we humans, we eat to survive, it therefore means that there are organs that are concerned about digestion.
Okay.
And one of those prominent organs that is concerned for digestion is the stomach. The stomach also produces an acid, what refers to as the hydrochloric acid. Any food that you eat that goes to the mouth, masticates, the tooth process, it goes to the esophagus, which is the gullet. From there it goes to the stomach. The stomach produces an acid, and the essence of this acid is to help to detoxify and, tend to destroy every microorganism that will have been in the food that we have ingested or eaten. But you get to understand that this acid, as well as the pepsin, can also act as an agent that will eat up those organs.
Okay.
So, for example, when the hydrochloric acid that is produced by the stomach, when it begins to destroy the stomach wall itself, somebody can begin to have a sore.
So why does it destroy the lining of the stomach?
There are factors that are responsible for this. Of course, the word peptic ulcer means that we can have sore in the esophagus, we can have sore in the stomach, we can have sore in the duodenum. That is to say that we have three types of ulcers. We have three types of peptic ulcers. It can be esophagus, that is the gullet. It can be the stomach itself. It can also be the first part of the small intestine, which is the duodenum. You see, there are some risk factors that will make somebody to be prone to developing this destruction of the lining of the mucosa, which covers, the stomach wall and the duodenum, to prevent acid from destroying them. Normally, there are defense mechanism. It's supposed to be protected against self-destruction. But when somebody has an exposure to an organism referred to as Helicobacter pylori,
and what's
the commonest cause of ulcer worldwide is a bacterial infection.
Okay.
that we can.
It's not the ingestion of too much pepper, because that's what people
that's
say.
what people believe. But I will tell you that when you ingest pepper because of the spiciness of those pepper, you must have an ulcer. I would say that the pepper itself is an aggravating or a triggering factor. So the commonest cause of ulcer is presence of bacteria,
and so
which you can actually
not fasting, not starving yourself of food.
Not at all. It's just one of it anyway, but it doesn't come first. But somebody that has an ulcer and is not, undergoing prolonged fasting, it tends to exacerbate it. It tends to bring about relapse or remission in any way, because the ulcer itself is a chronic disease condition that lasts a decade, even sometimes a lifetime. For as much as once you are diagnosed of ulcer, yes. even when we know that the incriminating factor is a Helicobacter pylori, even after the elimination therapy, when the causative agent has been removed, there are do's and don'ts. There are some certain food you have to abstain from to avoid this relapse of this ulcer. So the Helicobacter pylori is the commonest cause of this ulcer, which is capable of causing destruction to the lining of the mucosa of the stomach, as well as the duodenum. How do we get this Helicobacter pylori? We can get it through fecal-oral route, as in maybe coming in contact with stool of somebody who has a Helicobacter pylori. Using toothbrush used by somebody that has a Helicobacter pylori. Vomiting, coming in contact with vomiting. Because it dwells in the stomach. That is where the bacteria dwells.
Lives.
And what this bacteria causes is to cause destruction of the lining of the stomach. Not only that, apart from the Helicobacter pylori, we also have people that abuse pain medication. You see, pain is the commonest symptom. Some person come down with tooth pain, they come down with rheumatoid arthritis, they come down with headache, they come down with all kinds of pain. And when you take pain without doctor prescription,
that's why you take
painkillers. You take painkillers, exactly. When it's actually a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory.
And that's one of those drugs that people abuse.
Yes, it's the commonest drug of abuse. I will tell you that the possible disadvantage or complication, the NSAID, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, those painkillers will cause for you is the ulcer. So those NSAID can also cause destruction to the lining of the mucosas of those stomach or the duodenum I told you about. Not only that, apart from those NSAIDs, we also have people that take alcohol. Excessive alcohol abuse can also cause destruction. Not only that, people that smoke. You see that the cigarette that people smoke, the cigarette contains a carcinogenic substance, the benzoyl-heparin. And when the benzoyl-heparin is digested, because of the metabolite it forms, like the benzoyl-heparin, 7-hydroxydione it tends to, cause destruction to the lining of the stomach, thereby causing patients to be prone to developing peptic ulcer.
Okay.
Not only that, there are some disease conditions when you are in stress during deprivation, during stress, during, passing through acute difficulties, you can begin to have stress ulcer.
Okay, doctor, I'm going to pause you there. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, you have opportunity to ask Dr. Jolly questions that but as on this topic we're talking about today, peptic ulcer. If you have any question at all to call Dr. Jolly, we'll put the number on air so that you can call us. We'll take a short break now. Thank you so much for joining us again on the program Health Living. If you check your screen now, the phone number is there. Please copy it and give us a call so that you can ask Dr. Jolly any question you want to ask on peptic ulcer. A lot of persons at least today we know that peptic ulcer is not caused by fasting or starving yourself and all of that. There is something already in your system that causes it, and if you come in contact with all that Dr. Jolly have said to us this afternoon, so give us a call on that number on your screen right away, and you'll be able to talk to Dr. Jolly Nosai Guma. So Dr. Jolly, let's look at the symptoms of peptic ulcer disease. How will somebody know that he or she has peptic ulcer?
Yes, the commonest symptom of peptic ulcer is pain in the epigastrium. The person will have pain between the breast or sometimes in the upper part of the chest region. And this pain is a bony pain that can even wake patients up at night.
Okay.
Or that comes up very early hour of the day, that is very early in the morning. The pain, very excruciating. Apart from pain, patient can also have indigestion. Patient can have nausea and vomiting. They can have loss of appetite for food. And patient can also experience bleeding, usually when there is a complication, what we call hemorrhagic peptic ulcer. Not only that, there might be food refusal or the tendency to now begin to eat, little foods. That is when there are complications. Not only that, patients can also experience weight loss or can also experience what we call anemia, usually when the symptom is asymptomatic, other than patient just going for medical assessment, and we now found out that the PCV has reduced, not knowing that there have been passage of blood through the stool.
Is it self-diagnosed, or you have to go to the hospital to find out?
Yes, just like as I said earlier on, the commonest symptom of this ulcer is pain, which is usually felt at between the breast, but not ulcer will manifest symptoms. Some ulcers is just asymptomatic until the complications start coming, like a patient that is bleeding, that is experiencing hemorrhagic peptic ulcer, is bleeding, in the having upper GIT bleeding. So such patients, when there's stool, there's usually passage of melanal stool, what we call dark stool. So that patient might begin to have weakness over time because of the excessive loss of blood, via the stool. And when a laboratory investigation is not conducted, we now find out that the PCV has reduced. So in trying to evaluate the cause of the PCV, we now know that, this patient has an ulcer after doing other laboratory tests or investigation.
All right, the number to call is 0807777, that's 470300. Call in to ask Dr. Jolly questions about peptic ulcer. Perhaps you're suffering from it, or somebody who is suffering from all of the symptoms that he has mentioned. Okay, Dr. Jolly, is it a preventable disease, curable disease, treatable disease? Let us know.
Yes, ulcer is a preventable disease, but it's a worldwide disease, and persons with blood group A, we research, are most likely to suffer the gastric ulcer.
Okay, blood group A.
Blood group A, yes. People
not
with blood
genotype
group
now,
no,
so don't mistake it. Genotype is different from blood group.
Blood group A.
Positive or negative?
No, either positive or negative. As far as you are blood group A, you are most likely going to suffer the gastric ulcer. Whereas those that are blood group O, they will have what we call the duodenal ulcer. Not only that, for people that are older, maybe from the age of 45 to 60, 45 and above, they come down more with, duodenal ulcer. Whereas the gastric ulcer, people that are younger, 20s, 30s, as the case may be. But in overall, I will tell you that in preventing the peptic ulcer, other than those predisposing,
factors that you've mentioned
exactly.
already. Yeah.
When you are avoiding smoking, automatically you are preventing ulcer for yourself. And when you also mind the kind of drugs that you take, that will iatrogenically result to the destruction of the lining of the stomach.
Well, you just talk about painkillers being a factor. What about prescription drugs?
Yes. When you take prescription, when pain is actually a symptom of many disease conditions. When you begin to treat pain, you are not using pain. That is more of a symptomatic treatment. When the cause of the pain is treated, you might not even need to live on painkiller.
Painkillers.
So a good doctor should be able to tell you the need of curing the cause of the pain than taking painkiller for a long time that will now, result to the destruction of the lining of the stomach, thereby causing the peptic ulcer disease. Not only that, when you avoid excessive intake of alcohol, you're also preventing, peptic ulcer. Then the use of spicy food, excessive salt intake, fried foods. When you take foods in moderation, of course, you're also preventing the peptic ulcer disease.
Okay. Let's look at treatment. How is treatment like?
Yes, the treatment of peptic ulcer is after a laboratory investigation has been done. Okay. As I said earlier on, the commonest cause of peptic ulcer is Helicobacter pylori. So when we do the urea breath test, it's a test that is conducted where the presence of Helicobacter pylori is not detected in the carbon label urea breath test. Of course, we cannot do what we call the elimination therapy by trying to kill or destroy this bacterial organism from the stomach. Not only that, we can also evaluate the presence, because not actually all symptoms that patient presents, not all abdominal pain.
All right, Doctor, hold on. I think we have a call now. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, please tell us your name and ask your question.
My name is Victor. I'm calling from Benin.
Okay, go ahead with your question, Victor.
It's not concerning there's something I want to confirm, ma'am.
Okay.
My wife, before she had a nursing flow, she was really busy. So I thought it was pregnancy, so I thought breastfeed. And it showed she was pregnant, but she's still seeing her menses and she's feeling pains.
Okay, your wife is pregnant, she's still seeing her period, and she's having pains. How old is the pregnancy?
Just like 3 weeks now.
3 months? 3 weeks pregnancy, doctor.
Okay, might just be an implantation bleeding.
Okay.
Well, it's possible for somebody to bleed physiologically when the blastocyst or the embryo is trying to implant to the endometrium of the uterus. Your wife can just experience small bleeding at that particular point in time. But it's not a thing that you have to overlook. An ultrasound scan will have to be done to see if it's a placenta problem. Because when the placenta is at the lower segment of the uterus, so that might also, what we call placenta previa, that might also be the cause of the bleeding. Okay. So I would advise you to go and do an ultrasound scan. But notwithstanding, if an ultrasound scan is conducted and the embryo is in a good state, it therefore means that it's a physiological bleeding, what we call the implantation bleeding.
Okay, thank you for calling. So, doctor, let's continue with our treatment.
Yes. The most important thing is for us to know the incriminating cause of this ulcer. And I will tell you that if other test is conducted, like the gastroscopy or the gastroduodenoscopy, we will be able to know if actually the pain.
Hello, caller. Can you reduce the audio level in the television set and ask question? Who are we speaking with? Hello? Okay, doctor, just go on. I'm sure.
So we have to know exactly if the cause of the pain is as a result of peptic ulcer, because other pains might also mimic the peptic ulcer. It could be pancreatitis. It could be, a gallbladder disease. So these are the things that we have to roll out before we now say, okay, we have to treat this ulcer. The reason why laboratory investigation, we cannot use the symptom alone to treat the patient. There are other tests that have to be carried out. And not only that, surgery might also be an option, especially when there are complications. I will tell you that patients who have had just a normal peptic ulcer in the past, but with complication of perforation means that with time, there is now a white tear in the lining of the stomach or the duodenum, as the case may be.
Okay, we have a call. Hello, caller. Hello. Okay, I think the caller left. All right, doctor, what's the way forward now as we round up?
Yes. You see that in treatment of the peptic ulcer, there are medical treatments, there are surgical treatments. But the surgical treatment, most often than not, is when the medical treatment fails. When I say medical treatment, it involves the use of medication without surgical intervention. So when we plan patient for surgical intervention, it means that the medical treatment is not working. And in that case, we can even bypass the stomach if there is, a sore. When we say ulcer means sore. Just like the way somebody can have a sore in their lower leg or their leg, as the case may be. So the sore in your stomach is what we call the ulcer. So we can bypass the sore, or we can even do what we call a partial gastrectomy by cutting off that sore, doing a repair, what we call Barrett's type 1 or Barrett type 2, depending on the bypass we want to do.
Okay, Dr. Jolly, our time is up. I want to say thank you so much for finding time to be with us on the program, and we hope to do this again. A lot of people now know that ulcer can be very dangerous and it can be very deadly if you do not take action on time. So thank you, doctor, for your time. We'll see you again next week on the program Healthy Living. Bye-bye.
ITV, certainly the best.
The man went out to bring in thugs to come and beat her.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, do you think women would have seen that and still want to speak?
Really, we're talking about. That's what I said. So when they bullied her,
Yeah.
if she's not bold enough, she will shut up.
What is your advice for girls out there that are so desperate to be married?
We women, we have to be really intentional about our parenting.
If you know a child is being abused, or you see signs, a bruise or a child, it has to be investigated.
People barely even breathe when they are going for a shrebi and something.
Party.
You have to be
They
smart.
can't sit
If
down.
you see where they are dressing them up or dragging on both sides, you cannot breathe. And these women will stay in those events for hours just to keep up with that beauty trend.
Is that healthy?
That's not healthy.
I am Patricia Uremu Gabriels, and we're reaching you live from our Lagos Network studio. Of course, Women in Conversation is a program designed for women to discuss about themselves.
Omonoba Nedu Ukwakolopolo, Ewai II, Oba of Benin, stepped out majestically with loud crowd to perform the Sotun rites of his late mother, Queen Mother Ioba Omoni Ikoyeme, Ioba Ewai II, who departed this world 49 years ago. Isoton is a traditional rite of the procession in memory of the departed person's spirit in Benin Kingdom. It is usually heralded by public display of the departed person's influence during their sojourn on earth. The display of a human effigy symbolizing the departed royal matriarch was preceded by the Oba of Benin, who led the procession from his palace to the Immortal Shrine at King Square in Benin City, where he offered prayers for the repose of the soul of the Queen Mother, Ioba Ewai II. Thereafter, the priest assigned to the Immortal Shrine offered Oba Ewai II items for Isoton on behalf of his family. However, chalk, known as Uri, represented a mixed cheer from royal fans after ancestral spirits were invoked to bear witness and announce his arrival. On his way home, Oba Ewai paid tributes at various pilgrimage sites, including Queen Idia Tomb, the Side Oba Market, where a cheerful crowd of traders abandoned their wares to catch a glimpse of the royal personage and join in the celebration.
ITV, certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best.
Welcome to yet a fresh episode on the program Law and You, as we spotlight very important, issue that we see every day in our everyday transactions. Now, do you know that owing money in Nigeria can cost you more than just the interest? It can cost you your peace of mind. It can also cost you your dignity. It can cost you even sometimes your life. A situation where, you get midnight calls after getting your daytime calls, from those that you took the money from. To a point even where you are being harassed or sometimes even brutalized, and also to a point where you are facing a demand notice or a court order, and then law enforcement and all the rest. How then can we draw the line legally, or what the laws of the land apply to where we can draw the line between what is a legal means of recovering debt and what is also an illegal means of recovering debt? My name is Philip Omo-Gyupong. This is the courtroom where we'll look at these issues and find a way to resolve them. And discussing this with me, I have a legal practitioner with me, and his name is Emmanuel Obakwalo. Big thanks for joining me in this new year.
Good day, Philip. Good day, Nigerians.
All right, so let's look at the background on what debt is before we go into total about where we can draw the line between what can be called illegal debt recovery and illegal means of recovery.
Debt recovery is a pure civil matter.
Oh. It's not criminal?
Civil, yes. And there are legal frameworks.
You mean owing debt is a civil case?
Civil. Pure civil.
If the debtor defaults?
Civil. But there are legal frameworks on debt recovery. And what are these? They are 14 in number. But time may not permit us to begin to go through them all.
Absolutely.
So we may choose some of them. 1, the Companies and Allied Matters Act. 2, the Central Bank Act. 3, the High Court Civil Procedure Rules of various states. 4, the Federal High Court Civil Procedure Rules of the Federation. 5, we have the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Company. These are some of this debt recovery we have. We also have the Alternative Dispute Resolution Act. Now, when you look at debt recovery, like I did say, is a pure civil matter, and it has procedure and processes to be followed. Now, if A gets money from B, or loans money from B, or borrowed money from B, you are to pay back that money based on the conditions upon which the loan was given. So it becomes a contract between the parties. And the party that is now the loanee, the party that is now the debtor, is duty bound to obey the conditions upon which the contract was entered.
Even if the conditions does not meet the requirement by law?
The conditions must be, it is only the court that has the power to interpret whether or not the conditions meet the requirement or does not meet the requirement. Where they don't meet the requirement, the court will find out it.
Okay.
Because, you see,
even if the court finds out it, but the loanee has signed to that. So there's a contractual agreement.
Yes. Somebody can be that so desperate and assign and go to sign anything that will even be to his detriment.
So can the court admit that, being that the person signed to that agreement, even though it doesn't, or it negates, or it breaches the constitutional provision?
The court may, where it breaches or it violates the law.
Okay.
The court will not accept the conditions.
We ignore the signature.
Yes.
That, or
the court will not accept it in total.
Okay.
The court will want to look at the fairness of the condition.
Okay.
And what it should be, what the law says.
To administer justice.
Yes, with respect to it, because the court only gives justice. And the court looks at, and justice can be two-way traffic. So the court considers that. So, and as such, in such a situation, even the debtor can get the approval of the courts for protection. Okay. The law protects also the debtor. So that is what we look at. Okay. And that is what the court considers when there is a matter of such nature before
this what you just said is indicative of a contract, but let's look at, as in a written contract, I mean, but let's look at a situation where there's just a verbal agreement, like friendly loans, for instance. I don't want to use the word, but let me use the word informal loaner or lender giving to a friend, like me giving to a friend and saying, well, 2 months back I needed money, okay, but by the time my friend now defaults, just a verbal gentleman agreement, you know. By the time he now defaults, do we have the local standard to litigate?
Yes. You know, contracts, there are two types of contracts. There is the implied contract, which is a verbal contract. It simply means that the contract is not spelled out in black and white. The contract is not written. It takes the form or pattern or nature of a gentleman's agreement. Such contract, the law also allows it, recognizes it rather, and allows the contract to be between parties, just as because the law recognizes it, and the law also considers situations of such. There is also the express contract. This one now is a contract entered by the parties where they spell out the contract, the conditions,
written,
the terms, everything that the parties must do with respect to that contract. And you see, express contract is always easier for the parties who entered it.
Because to cover it.
Yes,
it's always easier.
Yes, because of the contract is spelled out.
Documented.
That every person, every Tom, Dick, and Harry can read and understand that this is a contract entered by the parties. However, where in an implied contract or what is known as gentleman agreement, there are also conditions the court will look at, particularly where that loan that was given or the borrowings that was administered are contrary to conditions of debt of loans. I get me, of loans. For instance, the interest. If the interest is over burdensome, if the interest contradicts the percentage as provided for by law, the law will also look at such contract that the parties ought to be fair to themselves with respect to that contract. So what the court
the ground norm takes effect.
Yeah. So what
such a situation.
Yeah. So what the court does is that the court looks at the fairness of the condition between the parties or amongst the parties, as the case may be. So in debt recovery, there are legal process to recover your debt. However, in course of carrying out the debt recovery, if a party, either of the party, choose to assault or batter another, it now has a criminal flavor.
Okay. Before we go there, let's exhaust and explore this aspect you just said, most especially, for instance, for how you call it, a gentleman agreement, verbal agreement. And this does not involve, the lender having the license to do that. How does the court address this?
Where the lender is not a certified lender, it becomes an issue.
For debt recovery, you mean?
Yes,
or
for
to
debt.
litigate? Both.
When you want to recover debt, you follow the processes. If you choose to toe the line of alternative dispute resolution, where a mediator is appointed, even for there to be a mediator, it is the parties that must apply to court. The parties must apply. So the court appoints, or the court appoints to them a mediator for them. But in most contracts today, the parties in their agreement where the loan now is an express one, that means documented, the parties themselves always put in that contract a clause suggesting the process of how to recover the debt. They put a process. They may say, okay, where the loanee violates this, our first step will be that we will both appoint a mediator who is to sit to determine the matter between the two of us. And where that doesn't work, we cannot choose to go to court. Where that happens, sir, the parties, where there is a violation of the terms and conditions of that contract, either of the party cannot just run to court to seek redress. If you go where the conditions of the contract is now brought to court, and the court sees that there is a clause that says that first the parties must go to a mediator, seek an alternative dispute resolution to ensure that this matter is determined, the court will now ask the parties to go and do so. Until that fails, that is when they cannot come to court. And in most modern contracts today, that is the pattern they follow in recovery of debt. They ensure that the process upon which the debt will be recovered is followed, is infused in that contract. So that's why it is safer and better to have an express contract with respect to loan or borrowings.
All right, thank you.
The parties will be more secured than the oral one where there may be a processes or method of denial.
All right. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Well, this is Law and You in case you're just coming across it. And my name is Philip Omo-Gyukma. I'll be speaking with Emmanuel Obakwalo, a legal luminary. And we're going to be taking a short break, after which we'll delve deeper into the topic, most especially the aspect of harassment and seizure of property. Where does the law draw the line? To stay. Welcome back. The show is Law and You. I still have my guest with me now. Can a loaner or a lender, seize the loanee's property without due process?
No. It becomes an offense. It becomes a crime.
It becomes a crime?
Yes.
Or a civil wrong?
The civil wrong will not metamorphose to a crime because you cannot seize the property of a debtor or a loanee without a court order.
Okay, a court order must be there.
You cannot. You don't have that power.
Okay, but let's paint a scenario where the lender is not really registered by law.
Whether or not it's not a certified lender or a legal lender, a legal lender cannot seize.
Talk less.
More of a lender that is not certified. You cannot seize someone's property. That's why some of these persons who call themselves private lenders, who are registered, you see them, one of the conditions they give most times when there is need to borrow money from them, they will give a condition of bring a landed property.
Yeah, like collateral security.
Yes.
My mind was going there.
Bring a landed property. And most times their interest, they will want to go and know the land, see where the land is, and they begin to pick interest. So by the time the lender is defaulting, the loanee or the borrower is defaulting, you see them begin to show interest with respect to that land. At times they'll just go sell they pretend to sell the property to somebody, that person will overturn or sell the property to them again. So and when they want to present before the court, if the matter now goes to court, they'll say that they sold. The court will say, no, you don't have that power. You don't have that power. Where there is a default of the contract entered by the parties, the best method or best step to take is to seek redress. Go before the court and say, XYZ had violated the agreement, the contract entered between us or between the parties. And as such, I want to recover my money. The court will come up with a proper judgment.
Okay.
Someone that will even give both parties peace.
Okay, take for instance, in the gentleman's agreement, there was an agreement that if you are not able to pay me in 2-3 months, I pick your car. Is that admissible in court?
It isn't.
Even if the loanee signed to it?
It isn't. You should pay back your money. And even if there's any need for the car to be sold, he should by himself sell his car and give you your money. It's safer and it's legal. But where there's a seizure of the car by the lender,
that becomes an illegal means of debt recovery.
Illegal means of debt recovery. And you know, it suggests crisis between the parties. But mind you, at the point of entering into that contract, the parties enter into the contract with peace, smiles, joy, and happiness. But now that you want to recover the debt, there's now crisis.
Because money is involved.
Not only that, especially where you follow illegal means to recover that debt. There will be crisis between the parties. Where you follow legal means, for instance, you go to court for redress, the other party will even be more afraid.
Okay.
And may want to seek an alternative dispute ADR means of resolving the matter. May say, okay, may tell the court, my lord, can we settle out of court? Maybe at the close of the day, the court may pass such as consent judgment between the parties. But where you toe the line of illegality to recover that debt, it becomes an issue.
Okay, let's look at how a loaner, or rather a lender, can get his debt back in terms of what is being owed, can recover his debt, most especially if he is not having the required license, and there are charges or interest that was inbuilt, because we had this conversation off camera. So I want you to bring back on record as in if such a lender or a gentleman who gave that money out, if he has the legal backing to impute interest when he has no license as a lender.
It's commonsensical. He doesn't have right to request for any form of interest. He doesn't have that right.
On the basis that he's not licensed?
Yes, he doesn't have that right. Because that purported or supposed contract entered by the parties is even an illegal contract. And an illegal contract cannot become legal by seeking redress in the court.
But the court can give it a soft landing, mostly to the creditor, because it was just an act of kindness.
Act of kindness.
Say, for instance, I'm lending money to a friend. It was an act of kindness. And
act of kindness.
You can't tell me I can't get the money back even though I built interest on it.
No, you can't get that interest.
I can't get the money with the interest.
Yes.
What makes you say so?
Because you are not a certified lender.
Okay, so what would the court do, or what do we have as the law?
So it still depends on.
I only get my money back without the
Yes, and it depends on the process you also follow.
Considering the fact that this money has spent months, I would have rather given my money into the business and then it yields profit.
It is not.
Isn't the law going to also find a way to resolve that? Because it involves money that I would have kept into the business and it would have yielded profit.
It is not the duty of the court to know how long the debt has been and the time you choose